Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Listen, I'm glad to have you guys here. Today's Friday, the 24th of April, 2020. And you know what? There's 26.5 million people in the United States out of work right now. And it's growing. It's probably going to be another 4 million come the end of next week. More. It's going to put us up to around over 30 million out of work right now. The government caused this problem. They didn't do things the way they should have. Nursing homes all across the United States and Canada, they've let the virus in to the nursing homes. The nursing homes are an enclosed environment. Those are the people they should have tested as nursing home workers. Should have been tested weekly for the virus. Instead, they did a blanket lockdown of the entire country, which has had ramifications that are absolutely unreal. Now they've done it. What are they offering for support for all of these families? Now, you got to understand that this basically by the end of next week could be like 30 million people out of work. Those people, most of them have families to support. They're the workers. Generally, there's maybe kids. They might have kids. It might be a small family. These are the families. And so it actually represents a larger number of people when you consider the families included. We're probably looking at 60 million people affected by this, or more. So what did they do? They send a $1,200 check. Okay, these people are also very frugal. And what I mean by frugal is they're used to getting by on a little bit of a pittance of their jobs. Don't give them an awful lot. They're not really high-paying jobs or anything. And they're used to making a dollar go a long way. Unlike these politicians. I remember when Tammy Faye Baker and the Bakers, were big, and praise the Lord, they had a thing called PTL Club and everything, praise the Lord, and they were making in a lot of money, And I remember for some reason or another, it stopped. It come to a stop, the amount of money that they were making. Now, this was years and years ago, and back when a dollar could really buy a lot of money, and they had a lot of money. And I remember how much money they were going through every day as their money was dwindling down less and less and less, and they had they had dog houses the size of normal people's houses, and they had air conditioned dog houses and everything. The way they'd spend money, they went through the money. This is the way the politicians are the same way. They spend money like they're not frugal. They'll spend $10,000 on a luncheon, and then they won't even bother going in. I mean, they spend money like it's just, But these people, the salt of the earth, these are the most wonderful people you ever want to meet in your life. Is the working class people across the United States and Canada. They're the best people. They're the people that support everything, and they're being robbed of their jobs. This virus come through was handled completely the wrong way, and it's a politician's fault. So what do they offer? $1,200. Well, that's going to last a little while because these people are frugal. They can probably stretch that through 2 months, 8 weeks. A politician would spend that in 3 seconds. God, pow, God. But no, these people are frugal. These are the people that my heart is with. I don't care about these politicians. They can go out and they can all do the lemming trick off the edge of the cliff for all I care, about them. No, I care about the people, the working class people out there. People that have their jobs and they're working hard at their jobs. They don't have a job anymore, so they got the $1,200. It's going. Even though they're frugal and they're really careful with their money, still that $1,200 is not going to last them that much longer. And then we're going to hit a wall. And there's nothing out there. Retail's going out of business everywhere. The jobs are lost permanently. Who's going to give them their jobs back? We're going into full modern monetary theory. But you know what? They better get out there and start supporting these people with more than just $1,200 because they got bills to pay. They got kids to feed, for crying out loud. What are they going to do about this? Because it's going to take more than just $1,200. Do they even think these politicians, do they even think this out before they start throwing around these laws and regulations? Oh, you're going to have to stay home. You can't work anymore, and close all the restaurants, close all the bars, close everything up. Do they even think first before they do things like that? Because I'm going to tell you, where they should have been really concentrating on this disease, around the nursing homes and stuff, they just let the nursing home, they didn't do the testing they were way off on the testing. They dropped the ball at everything on this disease, right from the very get-go. The World Health Organization, everything was done wrong. Wrong, all the way across the board. This has just been a fiasco from beginning to end. You know? I remember when there was just one person in the United States, like maybe two or something, that had it, that came in on the airplanes. And I got on my show here and I said, listen, if I was King of America right now, and this was back when that was happening, it's like one person had it in the United States. I said, I would put a wall around this country, nobody gets in or out. Stop all air traffic, stop all buses, trains, planes, everything from coming in or out of the country. And I said I'd track down those people that had it. Make sure that they never contacted anybody else. Too late for sorry now, because the idiot and you know what? The root of the word politician is idiot. That's what they are. They're idiots. Because that's what it actually means. The politician means idiot. It means that they're an idiot. Let's get the chart started right here. Take a look at what's going on. I had an article on here, guys. They'll wreck the economy if they have to. And they're going to wreck it. It talks about an outbreak of plague in the mid-1300s and how there was a lot of hysteria. It says the hysteria was so extreme that brother abandoned brother, fathers and mothers refused to see and tend their children, and everything. And they went into an economic malaise as well back then, But it goes on to say here, down later in the article, that if they have to, the central banks are going to just print the money to oblivion. It says this, whatever it takes, monetary policy could come at an extremely steep price. They're going to destroy. It says if they have to conjure $10 trillion out of thin air to bail out the economy, then they'll do it, even if it wrecks the currency. So what's it going to do? It's going to wreck anybody out there who's been a saver or anything else. When they destroy the dollar, and they're going to have to, because when these checks start to run out, these $1,200 checks, they're gonna have to send more. Otherwise, they're going to have 60 million. Like I say, it's actually affecting about 60 million. And by the time we get there, it might be 70 or 80 million Americans are affected. It's either they starve or the government sends them more money. We're going into full-blown modern monetary theory. And we're doing it fast. It's not something that it's going to be 2 or 3 years from now either. It's going to wreck the currency. It's going to, all you savers out there, all you people who've put your money away and you're into the U.S. dollar, you're going to eat to pieces very soon. And there's only one escape for you. There's only one escape, and that's in assets that are not connected to the dollar. And there's very few of them. There's only 3. Gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. That's the only place to protect your savings from what they're doing. All of these other things that are dollar-based or dollar-connected, like money market accounts, mutual funds, I could go on and on, ETFs, all these things are all connected to the dollar, and they all have counterparty risk. Let's take a look at gold today. 1708 today. It's down $24. Shouldn't be, but that's the deflation having its effect on it. And it's actually doing good though. It's staying up above $1,700. Let's take a look at silver. Silver's 1505, down 20 cents on the day. But gold and silver, are good prices right now on these exchanges as far as the spot price, but you're not going to be able to buy it for that. Especially silver. You're not going to get silver for $15. No way, I don't know right now exactly what the premiums are, but you're going to pay premiums, and it's going to put your price up to over $20. But you're going to have the real physical in your hand. That's what you really want. Possession in this world, possession is 99 points of the law. In this world, possession of something in your hands, with no counterparty risk. All these other things have counterparty risk associated with them, and you think you own something and you actually don't. Strangely enough, but that's the way it actually is. Even your bank account. When you deposit money with a bank nowadays, you're considered an unsecured lender to the bank, and they can take your money out and they can play with it in the stock market or any place else they want. And if they go bankrupt, well, don't count on the FDIC to bail you out, the Federal Deposit Insurance Commission, to bail you out, because they only have enough money for maybe one or two institutions go down. And in this crisis we got coming, many more institutions could go down than that. And it could bankrupt the fund. And not only that, what sort of process would you have to go through in order to claim? Have you ever thought about what it would take to claim, even? What sort of red tape would they make you go through, It might take months and months and months, and it might be more trouble. And maybe if you've got a $2 or $3 or $4 or $500 bank account, it might be more trouble than it's worth to try to get it from the FDIC. And the big boys are going to get the money first. You know that. They always get in there ahead of everybody else because they got lawyers and everything that take care of all that for them. It's a corrupt world we live in. Totally corrupt. So you got to look out for number one in this world. And, that means taking possession of your money and taking your money into your own hands and taking care of it yourself. Cryptocurrency today, $216 billion for the industry, 63.9% Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin's looking good at 74.53. Let me just refresh the page. Okay, 74.53, 75.45, so it's going up. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And let me refresh the page on this. And we're looking at down 39 points, 23,478 on the day so far. Let's take a look at crude oil, 16.89. They've got it back up to $16 a barrel. Son of a gun, I'm going to tell you, this glut of crude oil, in other words, too much, they got too much in the system, is going to last for a while. What's going to happen during this period in time, there's a lot of oil producers out there just can't cut it at $16. In fact, almost nobody can cut it at $16 a barrel. It costs more to produce than that. Even the Saudis are going to have a hard time producing it for that price. They're just probably going to break even, And so what we're going to see is an awful lot of oil producers like out and around Texas, the Permian oil basin and stuff. They're just going to be closing wells left and right. And so oil production is going to drop off a cliff just at the same time that this virus starts to let up a little bit and the economy starts to pick up and demand's going to pick up. So it's all the lower the oil prices go on this end, the higher they're going to go on the other end when they start to go up at some point in the not too distant future, probably this fall. I'm expecting it all to start to happen in around September and October. I'm expecting the virus to start to let off and disappear, and I'm expecting the economies to start to pick up a little bit, you know. But that's only going to lead to more problems again, because it's not going to be a V-shaped recovery. For these people open for a V-shaped recovery, in other words, everything goes right back up to where it was before. It's not. It's going to come up. It's going to come up some from where it is now, but it's not going to go back to where it was. Let's take a look at U.S. Treasuries today, and we're looking at fallen yields on the Treasuries, except for the really short end. 1.19 on the U.S. 30-year and 0.60 on the U.S. 10-year today. That's what we're looking at. The U.S. dollar index, 100.40 today on the U.S. dollar index. Okay, guys. We're heading into modern monetary theory now. Never been tested before. Don't know what the outcome's going to be. But regardless, it doesn't matter. We're going into it. And I can't see it ending good, because ultimately it can only end in higher prices for everything, consumer inflation going up, a stagnant economy. Ultimately, it's not going to end pretty. Okay, guys, we'll catch you guys in the next show. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and bye-bye.